Okay, so in this video I'm going to be dealing with something called operators in Java. Now, operators theoretically it's defined as their special symbols which perform a predefined task on a set of operands. Now, an operand is, well, anything that you want, very simply put, an operator to perform a task on. So let me give you an example to make it a little more clear. Let's say you have two numbers 5 and 7. You have to separate them with the plus operator. So 5 plus 7, this the plus here is an operator. So 5 plus 7 equals 12. So the plus is an operator. So similarly in Java you have like 4 into 8 is 32. Now to write these things in Java you have special symbols, like you don't write into with an X, you write it in a different way which I'll show you. So I hope you got that. Now I can get into the Java, well, specifics of operators. Now, so there, let me just tell you what kind of operators there are. They are classified on, well, in different manners. So some people like to classify it on the types of operations that they do. Some like to classify it on the number of operands that they operate on. So based on the types of operands, there are arithmetic operators, very simply, that perform any arithmetic job, and there are relational operators. As the name suggests, they check a particular relation between two quantities, and there are logical operators which we will get into later. I'm not gonna explain logical right now, I'll explain it to you. So arithmetic operators, let's like subdivide this into the real mathematical symbol and the Java symbol. So for addition, the mathematical symbol is plus, the Java symbol is also plus. So let me just write here Java and math. Okay, so for minus, in math it's minus, in Java it's also minus. For multiplication, in math it's an X, in Java it's something called an asterisk. If you want to see what it looks like, just look on your keyboard, look at the 8 key, you'll see a star above it. So if you want it to come, you can just like press shift and 8, so you'll get that star. That's for multiplication. Now division in math is like this, division, but in Java it's a slash. So it's a backslash or a forward slash. I think this is called a backslash, I'm not quite sure, but it's a slash. It's the same one on your I'm sorry, yeah, it's the same key that is there on the question mark sign, same slash. And the last one, I don't know whether this is there in math or not, but in Java there is something called modulus for percentage. Now I'll make a special video explaining this modulus operator. Basically what it does, it finds the remainder of two numbers. I will make a special video on this, I promise, so don't worry about that. Now that's arithmetic done. Now let me get into relational operators. You have, it's very simple. You have less than, you have greater than, you have greater than equal to, less than equal to, and let's see what else do you have. Let me just make this a little more organized. Greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to. You have something called not equal to. Not is an exclamation mark, not equal to. So greater, let me just write it down, lesser, greater or equal, lesser or equal, not equal. Okay, so that's that. And there is one more which is double equal to, which I will explain right after I finish explaining logical operators. So in logical operators you have, I'm just gonna like make a small chart for it, so, and I'll explain it later. You have and, or, not, and this is the same hierarchy. So you have for and you have two ands, for or you have two parallel lines, for not you have a single, well, exclamation mark. So that's arithmetic, relational, logical operators done. Okay, this is done. So I hope you've got this. Now if you remember from the last video, you will remember that, okay, let me just go down a bit. Yeah, you remember that I told you when you're assigning a variable, you write something like int a equals 4. So, and I told you that double equal to is a relational operator. So now my question to you is, what is the difference between a single equal to and a double equal to? If I wrote 5 equal to 7, if I wrote this in Java, let's say I wrote 5 equal to 7, that means this double equal to, it checks whether 5 is numerically equal to 7. But if I write int x equal to 5, I am assigning the value 5 to the variable x. So the difference is that single equal to is an assignment operator to assign a value to a variable, and double equal to is a relational operator which checks for equality between two quantities or two variables. So I hope you got that. Now what I'm gonna get into now is how operators are divided on the basis of number of operands. Operands are something that an operator performs its job on. So on number of operands, how are operators divided? So there's one that's called unary, which means one operand. There's binary, two operands. And there's ternary, three operands. And these are very simple. I don't think there's any explanation needed. Now I'll get into something called postfix and prefix operators, and increment or decrement operators. Okay, so this is very simple. Let's say I write int c equals 4. That's a semicolon, by the way. And I write c plus plus. The plus plus here is an increment operator. Let's say I write c minus minus. That's a decrement operator. So I hope you got that. Now let's say I write plus plus c. Now plus plus is also again the same function. I add minus minus c. Same function. Now what is the difference between writing plus plus and minus minus? This is where I get into what I had told you. Postfix and prefix operators. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Postfix and prefix operators. Now, in postfix operators, what happens is the value of the variable, the existing value is used to evaluate the expression, and then the values change. So, if there's an expression a equals 4 and b equals 5, and you write c is equal to a plus 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 b plus a. So a is originally 5, so it becomes it's originally 4, I'm sorry. So it uses the value 4, then changes the value to 5, and b is 5, and A becomes, here since we've used a postfix operator, A becomes 5, so it becomes 5 plus 5 plus 4, or 4 plus 5 plus 5, that's 14. So I'll make a video on a few sums like this. Now in a prefix operator, the value of the variable is first changed and that value is used to evaluate the expression. So if we take the same thing, A is equal to 4, B is equal to 5, C is equal to minus minus A plus minus B, oh sorry, plus plus B. I'm sorry, just let me go back a bit. Lost my trail of thought. Minus minus A plus B plus A. So A is originally 4, but since this is a prefix operator, it changes the value first and then uses it. So it becomes 3 plus B is 5, so it remains 5, and A here is 3 again. So in this it changes the value first. So that's 5 plus 3, 8 plus 3, 11. So I think that's about it for postfix and prefix. And I think this video is getting a bit long. Let me just check the time. Yeah, it is getting really long. So I will make another video on ternary operators and on these sums. So I guess, I know this was a bit long, but I think you understood everything I said. So I hope it helps you.